Well, we're going back to Sunyani now, where residents of the Bono region are lamenting the poor state of roads, an airport that has not been rehabilitated, among other problems. We now have Precious Semevor joining us for a conversation. Precious, do tell us, what has the demonstration been like up to this point? It started earlier this morning. Paint a picture for us about what has been happening.
Yes, so, Akako, the demonstration, as you may have already, said, it's about the lack of or slow pace of development in Sunyani and the Bono region, for that matter. Now, this demonstration was spearheaded by the Sunyani Youth Development Association and other opinion leaders. Let me say that almost all influential people in the Sunyani municipality and beyond took part in this demonstration, a non-partisan demonstration for that matter. I started from the Victoria Park, where they marched through the principal street to the Bono Regional House of Chiefs, where they presented their grievances to the House, which was received by the Vice President of the House, Opochiridon Sechiako, the second, who also happens to be the paramount chief of the Drobo Traditional Council. Now, speaking to the organizers, the president for the Sunyani Youth Development Association, Atakoto, now he said that Sunyani has been deprived of its fair share of development, or the national cake. They listed listening of items. For instance, they said the stilled airport rehabilitation is a major hindrance to development in the region. They talked about the road infrastructure in the region, the National Commission and Culture Building, which started over 50 years ago, is still uncompleted. A library project which started over 20 years is also uncompleted. Educational infrastructure, water system, health infrastructure, and many other things. Lack of employment opportunities in the municipality and the region, for that matter, is a major worry. And they have tried to engage prospective government, but nothing, as of now, has come out of it. Even petitions that they've written to political leaders yielded nothing. That is why they are trusting the chiefs who are part of governance to lead them to the presidency to present their petition. Now, they say that if this happens and they don't hear any positive outcome from this, they are going to embark on spontaneous demonstration across the region, and they want to believe that the political heads, the presidency, and the people who matter will come to their aid and ensure that Sunyani as a region deserves what it should get. Now, Akako, what triggered this whole demonstration is when the finance minister presented his budget. Now, they were expecting to hear the construction of a new sports stadium in Sunyani, but when the finance minister talked about the rehabilitation of the existing Sunyani Coronation Park, that is what triggered this anger, and for that matter, the demonstration. They believe Sunyani has contributed largely to developmental issues in Ghana, and at least 10% sports, they've contributed on all fronts, all levels, both male and females, and Sunyani and the Bono region is capable of hosting international tournaments and not rehabilitation of the old and existing Sunyani Coronation Park. So they are hoping and believing that will go down the ears of authorities to come to their aid. As I speak to you, they are converged at the Sunyani Coronation Park, where they are, the leaders are addressing the demonstrators to tell them why this happened and what the plan will be going forward in future. And from here, everybody will disperse to their various homes. The police were ensured that everything went on according to plan. Largely, this should be described as a successful demonstration. There was nothing negative. The police ensured that everybody stayed in line, followed their agreed rules until they converged here at the Sunyani Coronation Park. Akako.
Well, Precious, I just want you to do this. Give us a bird's eye view of how bad, really, for example, the roads are and other projects are. We've spoken about the airport reconstruction and all of that, but how bad are the roads? How bad is this airport? And tell us about the Sunyani Coronation Park. How bad is it, to which point these people have had to hit the streets?
Now, the Sunyani Coronation Park, let me start from there because that is what triggered this whole thing. I am standing right at the Coronation Park now. It is an old existing, and in fact, the only facility in the region, the regional capital. As I speak to you, the Ghana Premier League, the Ghana Division 1 League is in session, but all the teams in Sunyani, talking about BA United, Kano Bofakwa, Young Apostles, Insuatreman Football Club, are all unable to play at the Coronation Park because, according to the Ghana Football Association, it is below the minimum standard to allow sporting activities to take place here. That alone tells you that the situation is not that good. If Division 1 clubs are not allowed or are not permitted to play at the Coronation Park here, then it tells you, it sums up the situation of the Coronation Park. Now, when it comes to roads, the situation is not that good. For instance, Sunyani to Yaudima, getting to Tra on the Sunyani-Techiman Road. This project has been in existence for close to a decade now. Anytime it's getting to political year, attempts are made to start it or to continue with it, and thereafter it becomes a slow-paced project. As I speak to you, there are contractors on the road, but the pace at which it is moving is a concern to the residents because they've had to battle with dust, enormous dust, particularly as we are in the dry season. Now, the airport situation, personally, I've reported severally on the airport situation and the number of times that the former aviation minister, the deputy aviation minister, and all have given timelines as to when the rehabilitation project of the Sunyani Airport will be completed. But as I speak to you, it's over 2 years. The project is still hanging, and residents are not sure when the Coronation Park, the airport, will be completed. Talk about the water system. It's nothing to write home about. Educational infrastructure, structure, and other things. They believe that Sunyani, the regional capital, has contributed in terms of our grades and other areas, and they deserve just like what the other regions are deserving. All they are calling for is that Sunyani deserves better, Bono region deserves better, and they deserve a fair share.
Precious, if you're still with me, I just want you to, outline this right before you take leave of us. They also spoke of an abandoned library project. Where specifically is this facility located, and when was construction started? What's the current status?
Now, the library project is at a suburb of Sunyani known as Nkwabin. This library project, I'm told, started over 20 years ago. It is about 19 years behind schedule. And the last time I was there, the edifice is still sitting there, and there's nothing to indicate that contractors will be back to complete the project. And this is a project that, as Joy News, we've reported on it severally. Even we've done a feature, community feature, from this particular library. This is a regional library which is supposed to aid reading and help students in their research work and all other things. But for 19 years behind schedule, the library is still sitting there waiting for authorities to ensure that it is completed.
Well, Precious, thank you so much for bringing us the latest on that demonstration in Sunyani. And we'll keep tabs on that as well, bring you the latest as and when further details unfold. Thank you very much, Precious.